suffer from something called imposter syndrome, and I do, and I fear that a lot of us do, and it's something that's been incredibly difficult. And when I was sitting and listening to Yvonne speaking to me like that, it was like, okay, I get that, I do get that, and I thank you so much. And it's nice to know that people see you. Even though I know that I'm seen by millions, but I don't know if people really see inside me. And thank you for seeing me. It's so important. Thank you. Today I was very specific because I didn't know what was going to happen today. In fact, with all fake things that go around, when I received this email, I thought, oh, here we go again, another fake email of being sort of bestowed with this honor by none other than Dr. Fraser Moleketi. Are you joking? So I really had to look at this and Google and see if this is actually true, and it actually is. It's really true. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this honor, and it's absolutely incredible to be able to be standing here in a room full of amazing women that are established, women that have achieved, and women that are hungry to achieve. So today I was very intentional as to who I brought with me. And today I brought with, firstly, my mother. I don't think I've ever brought my mom to an event of this kind. I really haven't. Because to be honest with you, I come from a family that keeps me incredibly grounded. It's not about what I do for my profession. My family will always remind me where I come from, who I am, and what my values are. And I never ever walk around thinking that I'm anything special, because I'm really not. I'll be slapped right back into place. and that has held me in the greatest stead for my entire life, because I respect everyone around me. I don't care who you are, if you are a president, or if you are one of the most vulnerable people that is languishing in a refugee camp, I will treat you the same way. And that is because I was taught to do that. And I have to thank my parents and my mom, who's with me today, just for giving me that beautiful thing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. And I look at a strong woman whenever people say to me, my God, do you ever age? So I say to them, let me direct you to my mother, okay? That's why I look the way I do. So everyone, please, this is my mom, Vida, who can hold the award and have the award for me, because, yeah, she's the legacy. You're holding it, keep it, keep it. I love you, I love you. Thank you, Mom. I then went further, and I have brought my daughter along. Wow. So I never ever really sort of bring my kids to functions, but here she is. She's sitting over there in a little green jacket, feeling absolutely awful. So I never gave her the dress code, sorry. I didn't give anybody the dress code about the touch of pink. I was just happy for chocolate brown, because I thought, okay, well, I'm just gonna wear brown. So that's my daughter, and I want to bring her into spaces like this so that she can experience women like you. Women that are fighting, women that, I know she goes to a beautiful school, and I know she's protected in her life, and I know that she has been given and is being given beautiful things in life. But I want you to look around you and strive to be the best you can, because I think that's what everybody's doing in this room. And I'm putting you on the spot, and she hates attention. She is so not what her mother's like, but she hates the attention, and I love you so much, and to be able to show you something like this is a dream that I'm sure every woman in this room would love to give their children. So I love you, my Gabs, I really do. I really, really do. Oh, she's the light of my life, she really is. And then my sister-in-law, she's also here. So she's a trailblazer, and another trailblazer that I would like to, she's Mandy Mannis. And for those of you that have had children and you've bought clothes from Coco Bino in Santon, that's the owner and the designer and my sister-in-law, who never speaks of her accomplishments, who always just casually does things and always brushes off her excellence. And that's another trait that us women tend to do, is we feel too scared to know that we are damn good at what we do. And we all feel that we never want to sell ourselves because we don't want to look like we're bragging, because you just want to fit into the mold that has been created for you. Well, today we break that mold. And today we speak about our accomplishments and how damn good we are. And I asked AI, I asked Chat, she's my best friend. I asked her, what would this world look like without women? It painted one of the worst pictures I've ever heard. If you take our voices out of this world, our excellence, our gifts, our ability to bring life, what will this world look like? And the problem is exactly what I think, I don't know who was saying it, is that we're living in a world that is threatening all of the progress that we've made as women. We are listening to a president in the US whose voice has been elevated louder than any leader I have ever heard being elevated before. And he is going at the very heart of what we have fought for. And he's continuing to do that. And unfortunately, we cannot allow that. We cannot let anybody doubt who we are, because we've worked very, very hard to do this. We really have. And it's incredible that we keep on finding these things we have to fight. One thing people have never spoken to, and I'd like to raise this because I heard an AI introducing me, and I thought, wow, this is where we are going. Women, we are not only fighting for space with men, we are now fighting technology for space. And we really have to be careful of this. And I say this because, again, I look at education. And I look at the role of education in our future. And we keep on saying that we need to elevate ourselves. But yes, we can only elevate ourselves to the point that we are qualified to be elevated. Nobody deserves to be in a position that they have not worked hard to be in. Now, I think of my son who's sitting in an IT class with 16 kids, which is already a very worrying number in a class, in a school, and 3 of those are girls. Now, when I'm hearing AI introducing me as a female voice, does that not tell you that, hang on a second, if we are not studying technology, if we are not understanding the workings of AI and all of the new developments in the world that we're living in, where's that going to leave us? I know we fight for sectors that we think once belonged to men, or we think that men are the ones that can do that job, like previous ones of architects and engineers, mathematicians, scientists. These things are changing, but technology, ladies, we need to embrace it. We need to know that that's the future, because if we do not embrace it, we're in big, big trouble, because we're fighting a lot. We are fighting a lot. As I said to you, I can carry on speaking, but I'm not going to. But one of the things, and what I've gathered, that we are honoring today is the voice that I'm giving to the marginalized. And I know you're in the risk business. Well, so am I in the risk business. Because what I do when I go into those refugee camps come with a lot of risk. Not only for safety, but also for reputation. Because when you live in a country like South Africa that has, unfortunately, a very high level of xenophobia, not going to get into that, and I can understand why. I can understand why we are in the situation we're in. Education, unemployment, jobs are very difficult and scarce. There are many things that unfortunately lead us to that, but there are people that live in this world that do not ask to be an illegal immigrant. They are running for their lives. Geraldine spoke about the situation in Sudan. You will never understand the situation in Sudan enough because we don't speak about it. Because we are too preoccupied with what happens outside of Africa than focused inside of Africa. Sudan is the worst humanitarian crisis in this world right now. Yes, Gaza it hits a spot inside of me that I can never emphasize enough, and I don't want to go there because I don't want this to be about politics, but let's move it closer to home. Sudan is in our borders, it's on our continent, and we don't even speak about it. You don't even know what's happening there. I was at a conference for the UNHCR at the beginning of this year, which was one of the most powerful, most beautiful conferences, and I'll tell you why. Because what happens is that you get refugees to come and sit in a room with CEOs, and their voices are heard. And the reason why I took the risk and take the risk of doing this job is because I know I have a good voice. I know that I was blessed with the ability to speak and to communicate. And I will do that as long as I have a voice. And the right words need to be uttered. And we need to be very intentional in the messages that we give. We must stop spreading hatred. We have to embrace each other with all our flaws, with all of our differences. Every single one of us have a place in this world. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have a place. Whichever God you believe in, He put you here for a purpose. and find that purpose. And the purpose, I can promise you, is hidden inside the complexities of you. And if you could just tear away those layers, you'll find out what you're here for. And it's been a difficult journey for me to find out, but I'm still finding out. I really am. But giving people and seeing inside people's hearts through their eyes the death, because they don't see a future, is very sad amongst people. And to not be heard, to actually not be heard. I've heard a lot of women speaking about what it's like in a boardroom table, where you are seated at that boardroom table. You're there, but nobody hears you. Imagine sitting in a refugee camp. How are you ever going to be heard? How is anybody ever going to hear your voice? And they won't. And that's what we're here for, is to help elevate people and to do the right thing. Ladies, thank you again. It's an absolute honor to be here. It is a pleasure to spend some time with you today in an otherwise very gloomy day outside. And I cannot emphasize to you enough how beautiful this award is. And the way Yvonne spoke is something I'm going to cherish. I'm going to have to find a way to find what you said from your heart, because you spoke from your heart just as I'm speaking from my heart. And I thank you for seeing me, and I hope you'll see me for just a little bit longer. And to put a year to it, it's 21 years. Sure. In fact, it's 21 years that I've been doing this very same program, Morning Live, which was the 1st of August. So I don't know how I've done it. I don't know how I'll continue to do it. But by the grace of God, I'm still here, still there, and will continue to as long as I possibly can. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.